Historically speaking, smoking has been around before the time of Jesus Christ. It's just recently, within the past few decades, that people have been more aware about the health concerns and the issues surrounding smoking. I could sit here and, debase it, debunk it, whatever, but professors and authors have already written books and done studies about the health issues. Here in the U.S., we're all brought up with a bias on smoking and that it's wrong and we shouldn't do it. And that's why, one of the main reasons why there is a ban on campus. If everyone who smoked ate cupcakes, would it be right to ban cupcakes? That wouldn't be right. There should be a compromise. Having been a smoker for the past 8 years, I know a lot about smoking. I've heard it all, seen it all. The topic of banning smoking has really actually interested me. I've done extensive research through reading books, going on blogs, all different internet sources. Banning smoking isn't going to solve anything because people are still going to smoke on campus. Today I will discuss the problems associated with banning it, the solutions, and the benefits for everybody according to these solutions. I want to start by discussing the problem with banning smoking on campus. In today's modern world, many things that once were the normal are now considered horrible and are being banned. Part of the reason for this is due to everyone being overconscious and anxiety-ridden. And that's pretty much the mentality of everybody. Like Giselle said, one of the main concerns for everybody is health. The main health concern that a non-smoker faces with having a ban is secondhand smoke. Stanford University did a study that pretty much they concluded, and this was the first study done on smoking outdoors, because everyone knows there's no smoking inside. Outdoors, if you're within 6 feet of somebody, you're really not inhaling anything. As you get closer and are there for a longer period of time, yes, you will be inhaling carcinogens and stuff like that. But people antagonize the smoker, which is another problem. People are going, oh, you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't smoke. That's not helping anything. And the people who walk by going, coughing, come on. You're really not helping. You're antagonizing the situation. That's going to make people want to smoke more. 0.035% of air pollutants are from cigarettes. That's less than 0.01%. That's less than 0.10%. Whatever. I messed that up. Clean air has 20 micrograms of pollutants. That's what you're breathing in normally. That's compared to 35 micrograms from somebody who's smoking a cigarette if you're within 2 feet of them. My main concern, though, is human rights. As a human, we're all given rights. That's in the Bill of Rights. First Amendment is freedom of speech. Pretty much what it says is Congress is not going to make a law forbidding freedom of speech. Synonymous with freedom of speech is freedom of expression, which falls right underneath that. Freedom of expression is verbal and nonverbal. By smoking a cigarette, that is a statement, that is a nonverbal statement. Anyone who smokes understands the problems with smoking, and we are still going to smoke. That's our choice. That is our right to do that. Another problem is with the whole banning as a whole is school districts across the country have been banning cupcakes. Cupcakes.
My district they do.
You thought I was joking before when I said if everyone did cupcakes, would you ban that? No, they are banning cupcakes because they believe obesity. Cupcakes are leading to obesity. If a kid wants to eat a cupcake, he's going to go home and eat a cupcake. Just because you're stopping it at school doesn't really mean anything. Somebody who's smoking a cigarette outside, you go, hey, you can't smoke here, they're going to go to their car. they're going to go home. They're still going to smoke. You can't just stop that. Which leads me to my next point about, the problem with enforcing it. You're giving the wrong incentive if you put a full ban on it. You tell somebody, don't do this or don't do that, they're going to do it. That's just how human nature is. It's not helping, smokers quit, which is part of the reason why they do it. Again, still going to do it. Still going to go home, still going to smoke. And if you're smoking at home, a lot of people have younger siblings, little nieces, nephews, cousins. Why not have them smoke here instead of going home and showing the younger kids if you really want to help them quit smoking? The whole thing today in the world is, world peace and living together in harmony. That's why I feel non-smokers and smokers should be able to come to a compromise. I could start off with saying, non-smokers, in all honesty, you could walk away. Bergen's a big campus. You don't have to walk right next to me if I'm having a cigarette. You can walk 2-3 feet and go around me. That's one solution. That's more aimed towards a smoker than a non-smoker. Another solution would be, like most colleges in the United States are doing now, 25 to 50 feet away from the entrances. I think that's a great idea. That way you can go right alongside the building, you don't have to worry about the smoking, and it doesn't affect anybody. I mean, as a smoker, I would even smoke in a designated area. 3 great spots would be the gazebos, which are far enough away from entrances, sidewalks, and stuff like that. Right by the cafeteria, if you go outdoors, there's a little hill down the back. You can put that as a smoking spot. I'd even go there. I'm willing, and I know I've spoken with other students here, they're even willing to just go out into the parking lot. If that's the only place you can smoke, go out into the parking lot, away from sidewalks. That way non-smokers don't have to worry about inhaling, they don't have to worry about being next to it, the mess, the smell, anything.
Pause right there. If you have to go, if you have a class or something, you can go, but if you can't stay,
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Go into your main point 3 by lifting the ban.
Oh, okay. By lifting the ban, there's going to be quite a few different benefits. Communication and friendship. There are quite a few people who I'll see outside smoking a cigarette, talking to someone that I know they don't know, because the other person just walked up and was like, "Hey, can I, borrow a lighter? You got a cigarette?" So it will help with, making friends. College, a lot of people, you meet people. Some of these people you may be with for the rest of your life. You may decide to be friends with them. Smoking, that's an opportunity to actually meet these people. Just because they smoke doesn't mean they're a horrible person. Another thing is, if you lift the ban, it's going to relieve stress. A lot of people start smoking, A, because of peer pressure, B, because they feel it relieves stress. So, without the ban, people are going to not be stressing out about tests or anything like that, and they don't have to worry about the fines involved. You're having somebody who, when that fine is really not enforced, but having to pay $25. It's not really right. I'm going to give you a little lesson on economics and smoking. You talked about how much money smokers spend. That's true. Smokers will spend the money no matter what. But that helps the government. In the deficit we're in, the government, in 2007, which it's increased since then, has pulled in $19 billion on cigarette tax alone. That's not tobacco taxes. That's not tobacco taxes at all either. That's just
And what
cigarettes.
source was that, the New York Times?
That was the New York Times, actually, put a whole article in it. Also, since 1990, big tobacco has been paying the United States $250 billion over a 25-year period for the problems caused by smoking. So the government's making money on this. You ban smoking altogether, or you ban it, you're actually going to hurt the economy. Today I spoke about lifting the ban, the unfair and unjustness of it all, and by first mentioning the problems, along with health concerns, and people like that. Solutions, we could work together on this, and the benefits of having a less stress, happier campus. You know, on the questionnaire, people said that they don't want smoking on campus, yet they all said that if it was in the designated area, they'd have no problem with it. For me, I want to start a protest. You know, I'm going to start a petition, and I would want to know that all of you would be able to sign that for me. With this ban. Together we can help.
The first one.
Together we can overcome this grave injustice and restore